talking about how the physical body works and what our hormones are about and how they fix our bodies and what diet we need and healthy detoxification, eliminating root core causes of diseases. And with each speaker, I was also very interested in some of their personal insights on who they actually were to become these great women and men. What did it take from them? Is it just about being healthy, or is it really about changing that health into a purpose or into joy or into, whatever that might be that lights up your life? And, these speakers have really dared and had courage in their life. And as Daryl Turner said at our last visit, at our last talk, he was saying that courage was something that was essential to him. So, we're not just the physical body. We are, the physical body and our health in the body. We're our mind and emotions, and then we're our connection to soul purpose and to consciousness. And for that reason, we have Doron Libshtein with us today, all the way from Israel, because this is your specialty. This really is your specialty about what makes life yummy. Why do we, where are we going in our life? And thank you for coming. I really, really appreciate it.
Of course. In Israel, it is now 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was watching all the interviews, and it was amazing. I'm really impressed, and I thank you for doing that.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen, I want to tell people just a little bit about you, because you're one of the amazing men. So you are really a world-leading self-development mentor. So you have mentored the world's top mentors. You are an author. You're an entrepreneur, and you have created wonderful visions and entrepreneurial activities. I think back to really some of the things you've told me about your life. For 14 years, you were at Microsoft as one of the senior, really people at Microsoft in London, and you were mentored during all of that time, really helping to, to solidify your skills and who you were. And, in Israel, you are the co-founder of Guidely. So this is a new platform that's coming. I want everybody to look for it. It's really where the student meets the mentor and guide. And you have brought to Israel, a lot of the people that you have mentored, Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, Robin Sharma, Byron Katie. I mean, really, it's like star-studded. So you're the man. And I'm just really, really happy to have you here. And could you tell our viewers what you've been doing for the last 7 hours there in Israel, or 8 hours?
So, something that you haven't shared is that we have built recently, a few months ago, January, the whole center in Israel. So we have a lot of followers of your work here in Israel that wanted to be part of this beautiful event. So what we've done is, like, every hour when you ended the interviews, we kind of summarized what was in the discussions, and we took the main points and we deliver it back to the Israelis also in Hebrew, so they can watch you in English. And then me and the mentor who worked with me at the whole center, Karen Shtayat, we both talked about the main points and translated it to Hebrew. So you have a lot of Israelis that were awake all night long in order to see you and be part of this magnificent day.
That's wonderful. And that is your clinic and my clinic in Israel. And it would not have been there without you. Doron is basically the founder of that with me, and you're the chairman of the Hall Center. So really your work is being expressed through that center too. And so I'm so
it's a dream come true. It's a dream come true because you always wanted to bring this information. You had this vision of bringing bioidentical hormones worldwide and not just in the US. And we managed to do it together here in Israel. And this is the first place because we want to bring it to the world. And this is very important. And what you've done today is very important in spreading the world about hormones, bioidentical hormones, and well-being at the biggest and the highest level.
The biggest and highest level. So I know that you've been mentored most of your life, and then you really started mentoring, everyone else, really the top people. So can you share a little bit about how mentoring has shaped you personally? Because you're a role model for all viewers here and for a lot of people in the world.
Exactly. First, I will maybe explain what is mentoring, because a mentor is somebody who has done something in his life for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, sometimes 30 years, like you have done hormones for more than 30 years. And then the mentor can take you as the mentee to really achieve what you want to achieve based on his experience, his wisdom, his tools, his expertise, and you can be helped by him to achieve what you want to achieve. It's a little bit different than a coach or consultant when they believe that you have all the answers, because with a mentor, you appreciate the fact that he has done that and he has so much knowledge, information, experience that he can share it with you. Like you are doing with doctors here in Israel and all around the world when you mentor them in order to become hormones doctors. And for me, it was, the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm always mentored by someone, and I'm always in a path of growth, of improving myself, of learning more, of experiencing more, and bringing this wisdom into Israel or to my clients worldwide. And it's a gift to be mentored, and it's a gift to mentor.
Yes, it is. And you started Mentors Channel when you left Microsoft after being at a very pinnacle of your career there. And that has now become Guidely. So that's a big accomplishment. I followed Mentors Channel really closely, maybe 5 years ago. And now it's, blooming into this beautiful marketplace for students to meet the mentor that they need to have. And personally in my life, mentoring has changed everything. I mean, it has changed my life. And I don't know if you, if I should mention or not, but you have been one of the very important mentors in my life, where I really started understanding, who am I really? And why am I here? And what do I need to express in this life? And it's now when I have an opportunity, or when I think I should go in a direction, I say, is this going to be a fulfillment of who I actually am and what my mission is? And if it's not, it's like, okay, I don't need to diddle with that. So it kept me on track in really having centers in the world to help more people has been a huge vision and desire that I've had. And you have, by really mentoring me and pushing me forward. And I've had other mentors too, which have been very helpful, but you have been extremely valuable to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really
I would like to say one thing about that, is that what I heard today, and this is what I'm hearing from you for the last 7 years, is that everything, is very holistic. It starts with, our mental thoughts, our emotions, our spiritual journey, and then you see it on the physical level. And you always tell your clients, and this is why you are more than a doctor to all of your clients, because you bring all those realms together. And, we heard Anthony William, and he was talking about the spiritual part. And we heard other doctors that were talking about, the emotional and the mental and the physical all goes together. And we cannot understand our client, our patient, our mentee without understanding his emotion, without understanding his thoughts, because as some of the mentors will say, all the suffering in the world starts with a thought. And this is something that we need to work on, because if you believe that you are sick, if you think I'm sick, if you feel I'm sick, you will be sick. So, the fear that is all over the world right now is creating a lot of sickness. And I believe that our chances to be very healthy are much higher if we imagine ourselves as happy, vital, and radiant people. If we think like that, feel like that, and act like that, even if the lab work shows that the results are different, because this is how we work together on the emotional, mental, and physical, together with the spiritual.
Yes, and I've noticed this is such an important point because I was trained as a Western doctor. No one ever mentioned that your emotions had anything to do with your wellness. This concept of a mind-body, connection, it didn't exist. And then if you wanted to bring in spirit, you were definitely wacko. I mean, definitely. I mean, I remember I was a medical student and we were doing an autopsy and it was a young girl and I felt her soul as we were doing the autopsy and I started to cry and tears were just streaming down my face. And it was a kind of blessing where I was acknowledging this young life that had died. And, it just spilled out of me. But, it was like, you cannot do that. Emotions do not belong in medicine. That kind of display of emotions is unseemly. Oh my God, I got reamed out. And and that's how doctors are trained. So we are mistrained in terms of being able to really create that flow between the physical body and our emotions and our spirit. And I just want to say, sometimes it starts with the physical. When people have imbalanced hormones, a lot of times they're going to be depressed and sad. And you say, well, think happy thoughts. And they can't. Because those molecules of emotion are missing. Sometimes you can correct all of their hormones and they should be happy, but they're not. So then it's like, okay, we're going to work the other way, to pick them up. We're going to come from spirit to emotions down into this body that's already healthy. And you know a lot about this connection. You really this kind of connection.
And I saw, for example, today when Anthony William talked about the spirit, we had more than 20,000 views. So people admire and understand the connection between the spirit and the physical. People understand that and they know when they're coming to you, Dr. Hall, they feel that you will help them. And that makes a difference. Because without the feeling, they will not act and they will not take the hormones and do whatever they need to do, take care of their nutrition. And we heard today that it all goes together. Everybody says the same. Nutrition, what do we eat? Movement, how do we move our body? Because change motion, change emotion. Then the sleep, how important is the sleep? All the doctors, everyone talked about the sleep. And then I was so happy to hear that they all put the stress as the main cause for most of the issues. So the stress was there, relaxation. So the 4R, nutrition, movement, sleep, relaxation, and everybody agree, hormones. So we have 5 elements right now, like my hand, and it's easy to remember and it's easy to do. Those are the 5. And if you eat, move, sleep, and relax, and have the hormones balanced, you are on the path for well-being, radiant, happy life.
That is true. And I think that I know that we need that. We need at the end of our life to say, it was a good life. I took the bones of life and I sucked the marrow from it. I just love to go forward in life and say, is this going to be something that I'm really proud of? Is this going to be something that I can say that made all the difference?
Yeah,
I think that
when you have this as a base place, then you can ask yourself the next question. And that's, what's my purpose? Why I'm here? What is my gift? How can I really realize my gift and, have a meaning to my life? How can I really serve others? And you can only do it when your hormones are balanced, when you have your basic well-being set. Then you can go to the fulfillment, like the Maslow thing, and you can ask yourself those questions. So I think that this is where we work together, preparing people to really boom and flourish and radiant with really doing what they're meant to do in their life, and asking the questions and getting the answers. And I believe that everyone can connect to not the same spirit that Anthony is talking to, but their own part that knows the answers. Like he is receiving the answers, we can all receive the answers. Maybe we can call it the intuition, okay? Maybe we can call it the gut feeling, as who was talking about the gut feeling? Alejandro.
Talking about that too, yeah.
Exactly. So
to do this, how do you help, your clients in the, really orient themselves towards their life purpose? I don't want to say find their life purpose, but become aware of their life purpose, because I think we're born with a life purpose. And it's like Rodin, he chips away and, at this beautiful block of granite, and suddenly there is the masterpiece. How do we do it, Doron? How do we do it?
Like in the West and like in the East, it all starts with the question, who am I? and who am I is not what I'm doing. It's not my title. It's not what other people are saying about me. It is not what I want to become, and it is not what I think that I am. It is the energy that I bring to the room when I'm not doing. This is the being. So first thing, we need to connect to our being for a change. Not to do and just be the energy that we are. And the answers to who we are, or who am I, we will receive it by connecting to the intuition. And I'll teach you in a second how to do it. One way is to meditate and ask the question. The other way is to invent it. And all the inventors, all the big guys, including Einstein and others, connect to their trusted, whatever we will call it, the intuition, and got the answers from there. So Anthony has a clear connection to his intuition, or to the part of him that knows, and we can all do it. And if we don't receive the answer, we invent the answer, and then it's easy, because we start to trust this part of us that gives us the answers. And the first answer is, who am I? And you are pure love.
Mm-hmm. I am.
And this is exactly. This is how you heal. You heal with pure love and all the tools and the hormones and everything. But love is, the main vehicle. And for me, I'm inspiring presence. So everyone can try it at home and ask themselves, who am I? Get the answer from their intuition, and just be this energy and connect to it. And this is the first part. The second part is, when we know how to talk to this part within us, we can ask him so many questions. Mm-hmm. This is like being Anthony for a moment and receiving information about everything, not just about health, about everything. And that brings us from, somebody who is not sure, who is asking for the answers from the outside, to find the answers within.
Mm. Yeah.
And I think that in today's world, we are ready for internal journey, finding the answers, doing or fulfilling our purpose, realizing our potential. And this is doable for everyone. And, listening to everyone today, it is like taking all those parts together, plus, understanding myself and what I'm here to do, or what I'm here to help the world to transform too.
It's a huge legacy. Each of us is a legacy. I mean, to be a little silly, maybe it's like we are the God particle that is bringing a certain part of creation into the world, into presence. And there's a fair amount of concern when people come to me. They're so tired and distressed and angry and sleepless that they don't think about this. But as soon as they start feeling vital, then they say, well, usually it's, what should I do? Should I hike? Should I climb? Should I learn the guitar? Should I, usually it's doing. So this is a different, flavor that you're bringing to this conversation, the flavor of being. And I think it's a much higher calling, this flavor of being, than this flavor of doing. Now, I'm a doer, so I really like the being aspect. So how do you, and there's anxiety about it because they tell me, and we have discussions around, but I don't know who I don't know. And I have to know, and I have to know. And then it creates a fair amount of anxiety. So how do you have this conversation with yourself? The who am I? And by the way, that's Ramana Maharshi's question that woke him up, right?
Exactly. Everyone is asking this question from the East to the West. And there are many, many mentors that will say to you, massive action, massive results. The Tony Robbins of the world, and they for many people it works so well. So this is overdoing, or this is massive doing. On the other side, we have mentors that will teach you how just to be, like Eckhart Tolle or a Deepak Chopra. So Eckhart Tolle will say the power of now, presence, just be. Or Deepak Chopra would say, do less and accomplish more, or do nothing, accomplish everything. This is like the two extreme ways, and everyone like you and me will find themselves in the middle on doing and being. But this beautiful thing of connecting the doing to the being is what we are trying to do here. This is the goal, to align the being and the doing, and then it's much easier because you are doing what you are meant to be.
That is a huge key to happiness, into really the fulfillment of a life. Because think of all the people who are actually doing something that is not, it's not who they are. I mean, it's not their being, I mean, they're doing, whereas their being, their human being says, that's not who I am. So that creates a discord in the body, doesn't it?
Exactly. And when there is a gap between what you see as your purpose or your potential and where you are now, that creates a lot of stress. And the stress is the cause for probably 85% of what we call illness today. The stress, and we heard it from everyone today. And there are many ways to manage our stress. We heard it even from a Christian in the morning, that meditation is a wonderful vehicle to reduce stress and improve our condition in the body. And there is another tool that I know that everybody loves and reduce stress immediately. The tool is music. Everybody loves music. Music reduces stress for everyone, but, and this is something that I've learned today also from all the doctors, a different music will make you calm, and a different music will make me calm. And could be that the music that makes me calm will make you stress, and the opposite. So personalized medicine, everything must be personalized, especially in hormones, especially in bioidentical hormones, but in everything in life. It's not the same diet for everyone. It's not the same movement for everyone. It's not the same relaxation tools for everyone, and it's not the same sleep for everyone. And of course, it is not the same hormones. There is no one size fits all anymore in the world. Anyone and any person should get his specific solution.
Amen. Amen. We are unique. There is one Doron. When it breaks, the mold will be gone. And then there will be, so it is a beautiful concept that our contribution, our being has meaning for us. I'd like to just shift a little bit. Why do people, how do people kind of come to know the full expansion of their self? Now, some people might call it awakening. Some people might call it just, a deeper understanding and knowledge of life and who they are. How does this happen?
So it starts with taking responsibility. This is the number one thing, because we are used to think that we are some kind of, a result of something that happens outside, that we are a victim. And the answer is to take responsibility for our life. What is responsibility? The ability to respond. And we can respond to everything. Even not to respond is a response. So taking responsibility for everything, like everything in our life, is the number one step. When you have that, you're ready to move on. I call it you are the one, because you understand that nobody will do it for you. Nobody will grow for you. Nobody will learn for you. Nobody will take care of your health for you. You are responsible for everything in your life, because you are the one, and I am the one, and everyone are the one. So we are all one. And this is very important because, there is something that bothers us. We are afraid to be alone and we want to be all one, but we are also afraid to give up our uniqueness. So in We Are the One, I help people first to understand who they are, to listen to their trusted source, and to know the difference between listening to the intuition or the part of you that know versus fears. Okay, when I'm listening to the fear, etc., how to talk to my parts, reduce the anxiety from my thoughts and from my emotions, really have a day. I call it the ideal day, when you imagine yourself in your peak performance, the best day, when you really enjoy every moment, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. I call it the ideal day without a date. Just see it so you can imagine it. And then step by step, little by little, bring something from the ideal day to the real day, to your ordinary day. And I realized that in order to really, really, really feel the meaning and make a difference in the world, you need to focus, listen to your passion, and really go deeper in understanding why are you here. And in the past we were talking about, always people are asking, what's next, what's next, what's next, what's next. The better question is, what's now?
I'm laughing with joy here. What's now? What is now?
Exactly.
Because when you say what's next, you're living in the future, and future brings anxiety. And as so many of us know, living in the past brings depression. So yeah, there's relief from that pressure, the future and the past coming into the present. When it comes into the present, and it takes over the present, that is really a recipe for tremendous unhappiness and desire and anxiety in our lives. And I really, so how do we live in the present? How do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So this is really a practice that we need to do almost on a daily basis. It starts with being grateful, really being grateful. That brings you back to here and now. Meditating helps a lot. Being in nature, watching the ocean, being next to trees and flowers, that brings you to here and now. Understanding that when you are in the past or in the future, you are now doing imagination, but it is being done now. So focus on the breathing, help us come back to here and now. And I call it real, listening with full intention to the person that you are talking to, looking at his eyes, breathing together. And there are all tools that help you to be here and now. And when you are here and now, you will feel something that is very unique. There is less anxiety, less stress, and more happiness. And then you can connect to your intuition and ask the question and follow it. But here, what is karma? What we are doing now will show the results later. So let's focus on the now. Always focus on the now. What can I do now? And how it is connected to my being. So as you said before, it is purposeful for me. It is helping me to know to what to say yes and to what to say no. And it's a gift to be able to say thank you for everything that happens for us, because we know that it's not happening to us, it's happening for us. And therefore, this all day opens a great opportunity for everyone that was in this conversation during the last 8 hours to wake up and to make the change now. Because I know everybody will say, I wish I was listening to it 20 years ago, because, Anthony and others says that, as a young person, I could really change my body and my condition. But the second best time is now.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think that we have received so many gifts, so many tools, and wisdom that, it could have taken us, I don't know, months or years to achieve. And we got this experience from all the top during the day. They all brought their experience. They are all mentors and doctors and professors, and they gave it because we all like to give. But we need our clients to receive. We need people to take it and make a change in their life right now and adopt those things that fit to their condition and their belief system and make it different in the world, because we need you. We need you strong. We need you alive. We need you radiant. And combining everything you heard today with everything we've just talked about, really create radiant people, as you wrote in your book. And you really, really, dedicated a full chapter to this thing of growth and fulfillment in your life and in others' life. You mentioned how important it is and how it gives a reason to live and a reason to be healthy. This is the why that makes us strong and brings, the motivation and the love to take care of our body, to take care of our emotions, to take care of our thoughts, to take care of our spiritual journey.
That is a beautiful download. Just gorgeous. I'll be listening to that many, many times, Doron. So it takes courage to walk your path. This is one of your expressions in one of the classes you just, it takes courage. Could you speak to us about courage? How do we find it? How do we live that life where we're bigger than ourselves, or we're...
Yeah, it's important to say we all have fears. I work with the top mentors in the world and leaders, and they all have fears. But the courage is our ability to go beyond the fear, to dance with the fear, to do it even when we are having those fears. And the courage to do it is based on our why we are doing what we are doing. And if it's to bring happiness to the world, to transform the world, to make it a better place, to make people happy, to inspire people to walk their true path, to align spiritual and physical, and to heal the world. If you have a strong why, then you have the courage to go through and really make a difference and be able to really go beyond your fears and be able to overcome all the obstacles that will be there, because this is life. It's all about experience. And when you live a life, sometimes you are ill, sometimes you lose your house, you lose your job, lose your wife, lose your beloved, lose your kids. Sometimes it happened, and you are searching for the why. And the answer is, if it happens for me, then I can help other people that have the same condition. And you saw it a lot with people that were healed from something and then help others to be healed.
Yes. Yes, that is exactly true. And some of our speakers, Alejandro, certainly had that. So I have a little bit of tears in my eyes now, because I shared at the beginning of the summit that, I can be shy sometimes. I mean, sometimes not, but I can be shy, especially when I have to, or when I choose to ask somebody to join me, or I need your help. I love your wisdom. Can you do this for me? And what you said just completely resonated. Why could I put together these people? I don't know if people know how famous and wonderful and at the top of their field they are, but the best in the world, literally. And how could I approach them basically and ask for their help? And it's like, because I want you to know how to do it, how to be healthy, how to, have balanced emotions, how not to get dementia, how to detoxify. And that is such a strong desire of mine, Doron, that I think that I lost my fear because of it. That why that has driven and defined my life is so strong that I had courage. I just had courage. And that's really astonishing to me. And I think that that's a beautiful takeaway for our viewers. Find your why, and the why will help you overcome any obstacle, any fear.
Exactly. And understand that everything is energy. Everything is energy. And the energy will give you the power to move through, to overcome your fears, to overcome your obstacles, to overcome your challenges. And to be honest and to be direct, the energy is love. And this is the energy that drove you through the day, that created this day. You did it from love to your audience, and from believing and wanting to be or to bring the best of the best to a full day of really giving in order to make a difference in the world. And people will listen to it, and millions will listen to it, and they will change their life because the intention was so pure, because you brought love during the day. And where we are saying everything is energy, we can also say everything is love. And when you use this power, you can overcome every fear. This is the secret formula for really doing what you've done today. And, this couldn't happen without the help of a wonderful son of yours, Conrad, who I would like him to join us right now with a video.
Love
so
that.
We can really be grateful for him.
Hello.
Hello, honey. So not only is Conrad my son, but he's one of my mentors. And he has mentored me in the importance of how to get the word out and how to communicate better. So many times before a conversation where I'm going to be interviewing someone, it's like, well, what do you think? What do you think is important here? And, I listen because you are such a genuine, smart, and loving person, and you always help. Even when I might be a little bit, off course a little bit. So thank you. You've been here all day. You've coordinated this. You've bombed our audiences with notices, and I couldn't have done it without you.
And of course, this has been such a fun event. I'm so happy I could help get the word out, and this information needs to spread to the masses. So it is my pleasure to get this beautiful and important information out to as many people as possible. So it's my pleasure.
And really, to make a dream come true like this day, it's a work of a full month, and the preparation and coordinating and design and talking to all the speakers and making sure that everyone will go online exactly on time. And Conrad, you did it by the second. It was really, really amazing. And everything, technology, especially after Mercury in retro, always have problems. And today it was magnificent. Everything worked so well. And you are the back office and the front office, coordinating and talking to all the people that had difficulties and asked questions. So thank you. We can also share with our audience that we will answer all your questions, because you put questions, a lot of questions, especially with Anthony Williams, who already passed 20,000 views. And it's amazing. Conrad, thank you so much for the work that you have done and for your passion, inspiration, and love.
And I think that's
my pleasure.
A good lesson for us. We're as great as the team is around us. We each inspire the other person on the team. So to achieve your dreams and your goals, bring the people around you who will help to elevate that and make that work. And I think, Doron, I cannot have done this without you. I want to say that one of the reasons why I decided to do this and felt called to do this was that in Israel, you have already done 3 of these. You did one for the Center About Health. You did one about leadership. You did one about You Are the One. And I think it's a powerful modality for communicating, bringing all the talent, all the people who have really lived their life according to their own personal dream, and bringing them together. So thank you. Thank you for your guidance and for staying up all night in Israel and for translating this into Hebrew and for...
This is a special time, Prudence, and we call it Corona time, but Corona is here to stay. And Corona also gave us the ability to do this kind of events when really tens of thousands of people can participate, be educated, and immediately follow up on it. And, you are the center of the center, and you brought everyone together. They are all your personal friends, and you proved that there is no competition in this field, only partnership, and that everyone are aligning together in order to make a difference in the world. We all want to give. We all want to, bring meaning to the world, and we all want to share and serve. And so we shared our wisdom, we shared our tools, we shared our knowledge, our books, our gifts, and we want to serve as many people as possible. And the center in Santa Monica and in Israel is ready to serve more and more people. So if you're interested in doing everything that we have talked about today, we will be delighted to help you, and all the doctors that came today will be delighted to help you. And this is our purpose, and this is why we are here. So really, Dr. Prudence Hall, it's a pleasure to work with you, for me and for Conrad. And you are a true leader, feminine leader, and the world needs leaders like you. And this is the first day, I hope, of many full days of bringing a new medicine to the world, something that the world needs so much. So thank you.
Well, from your spoken word to my heart to, you know, to the greater powers, because this was really fun. It was really fun. And I loved the fact that you came on, Doron, at the end to say, okay, we have a physical body. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be vital. And now what do we do with this? You know, what do we do with this one life to call our own? And I think you were very clear about it. And we can talk some more really about how you address your trusted source. Let's do another video, because I think, I mean, I'm sort of hearing people say, you know, out there, I want to access that. How do I do it? So we'll do another recording with that.
We were exactly on time. 5:45. This is amazing. All the day we were exactly on time. And the last word for me is remember, the most important thing is also to have fun. So please, everyone, celebrate the day. Dr. Prudence Hall, have fun. Conrad, celebrate today. We did something beautiful, and we must have fun. It means nothing without having fun. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Joy of it, the fun of
all.
Hands together, paradise. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. My dears, for you know, communicating this with your friends, for sending it out into the world. Anyone who suffers, let them see these masters speak. Anyone who needs help, let them see these masters speak. Thank you.
Bye-bye.